Mexico. Sun, sand, tequila, and tacos. It's one of the most visited countries on Earth. Over 40 million tourists arrive each year, drawn to its beaches, ruins, cuisine, and culture. But behind the paradise is a growing problem. More and more tourists are being targeted. From petty theft and scams to kidnappings, extortion, and even violent crime, a disturbing pattern is emerging. This is not just about a few bad neighborhoods. It's a complex mix of cartels, corruption, broken justice systems, and an economy that depends on the very people being victimized. In this investigation, we take you deep into the places tourists go, and the places they should avoid. This is Truth Travels, and this is the story of why tourists are being targeted in Mexico. Let's start with the basics. Mexico is the 7th most visited country in the world. Tourism makes up nearly 9% of its GDP. That's billions of dollars every year. Millions of visitors pour into hotspots like Cancun, Playa del Carmen, Tulum, Mexico City, Puerto Vallarta, Cabo San Lucas. The country is a favorite for Americans, Canadians, Europeans, and increasingly, digital nomads. But what happens when that booming tourism industry becomes the very reason criminals move in? Let's break down the types of crimes tourists face. 1. Petty theft scams. Pickpocketing in crowded areas. Credit card skimming at ATMs. Inflated taxi prices and fake tour agencies. 2. Police extortion. Foreigners stopped for minor traffic violations. Threats of arrest unless bribes are paid. Confiscation of passports and belongings. 3. Drug-related dangers. Tourists unknowingly buying drugs from cartel-linked dealers. Being in the wrong place at the wrong time during cartel shootouts. Some have even been killed in crossfire. 4. Kidnappings and express ransoms. Short-term abductions where victims are forced to withdraw all their money. Often ignored or under-reported by local media. 5. Tourist zone violence. Cartel clashes spilling into resort towns. Murders in places like Tulum, Cancun, and Acapulco. Not every tourist becomes a victim. But the number of incidents is growing, and the warning signs are hard to ignore. Let's hear some real-life examples. Case 1. A Canadian couple in Playa del Carmen were stopped by local police and forced to pay $600 in fines, or be taken to jail. No charges, no paperwork. Case 2. A group of Americans in Tulum accidentally entered the wrong bar, and were caught in a shootout between two rival cartels. One was injured. No arrests were made. Case 3. A solo female traveler in Oaxaca was robbed at knifepoint just minutes from her hotel, in daylight. These aren't isolated incidents, and they're not just happening in dangerous parts of Mexico anymore. To understand what's really happening, we need to talk about the cartels. Mexico has over a dozen powerful criminal organizations, and they don't just sell drugs. They extort local businesses, run protection rackets, smuggle people, and launder money through tourist zones. Some resort towns are cartel strongholds in disguise. In Cancun, the Jalisco New Generation cartel and rival groups fight for control of drug sales and territory. In Acapulco, once a glamorous beach town, tourists now share space with daily murders and disappearances. Cartels use nightclubs and bars to move product, taxi drivers as lookouts, hotels to hide money, police officers on their payroll. This isn't just about organized crime. It's about organized infiltration of the tourism economy. If tourists are being hurt, where's the protection? The answer: corruption. Mexico's police and justice system are plagued by low pay, poor training, lack of accountability, bribes as part of the culture. Many officers are underpaid and under pressure, making tourists an easy target for bribes. Even when crimes are reported, very few are ever solved. Tourists often leave before they can follow up, and locals stay silent out of fear of retaliation. The result? A system that encourages criminals and leaves foreigners vulnerable. Let's look closer at tourist hot zones. Tulum. Once a peaceful eco-paradise, now a hotspot for cartel violence, drug crime, and murders near luxury hotels. Cancun. Behind the beach resorts lies a network of gangs, street dealers, and corrupt police. Mexico City. Petty crime, kidnappings, and scams are common in tourist districts, especially at night. Puerto Vallarta, Los Cabos. Safer, but not immune. Tourists have been caught in violence here too. Even luxury isn't a guarantee of safety. Many resorts are gated, not to keep tourists in, but to keep danger out. Despite all this, tourism keeps growing. Why? Because the truth is hidden. Governments want to protect the image of paradise. Hotels and airlines don't mention the danger. And most tourists never see it until it's too late. Some travelers say, "I was fine, nothing happened to me." And that's true, until it's not. The majority are lucky, but the risks are real. And the cracks in the system are growing wider. This isn't a video to scare you away. Mexico is beautiful. Its people are kind. Its culture is rich, deep, and unforgettable. But you need to be informed. Travel smart. Avoid risky areas. Stay sober. Stay alert. Don't flash wealth. And research your destination thoroughly. Ask yourself, are you visiting a paradise? Or a place hiding a dangerous truth? If all of this is happening, why isn't it on the front page of every travel site? The truth is simple. Nobody wants to scare off the money. Mexico's government has a massive incentive to downplay anything that could hurt tourism. It's a multi-billion-dollar industry. It fuels hotels, airlines, shops, guides, and even infrastructure. When crimes happen, local media may report it, but often only in Spanish, and often with vague details. Tourists rarely read these reports. And in many cases, stories are buried or removed. In some towns, journalists are threatened, or worse, for publishing crime stories involving cartels or corrupt police. Mexico remains one of the deadliest countries in the world for journalists. Foreign embassies also walk a delicate line. They issue travel advisories, yes, but they don't want to insult Mexico or disrupt diplomatic ties. As a result, tourists are left in the dark. Even travel influencers often stay silent. A bad experience could ruin their brand deals. Many have been criticized for ignoring local suffering while promoting a paradise lifestyle online. So instead of awareness, we get silence. Instead of warnings, we get hashtags and drone shots of infinity pools. But the truth is always there, if you're willing to look for it. Let's talk about another group now flocking to Mexico: digital nomads. These are remote workers from the US, Europe, Australia, and beyond. They bring laptops, dollars, and dreams of working from the beach. Cities like Mexico City, Guadalajara, and Tulum are now digital nomad hotspots. Co-working spaces are booming, rent prices are climbing, Airbnbs are packed. But here's the catch. Many of these nomads don't realize they're living in areas controlled by organized crime. In some cases, they become accidental targets, flashing wealth on Instagram, renting in unsafe neighborhoods, using drugs or partying in cartel-linked venues, getting caught in violence without understanding local warnings. Worse, their presence is sometimes reshaping local economies, pricing out residents, fueling resentment, and attracting scammers who specialize in foreign targets. It's a hidden risk in the digital nomad lifestyle. When you live like a local, you can become vulnerable like a local, without the language, context, or connections to protect you. And when something goes wrong, there's no expat hotline. There's no help center. You're just another name in the consulate's missing persons file. So, where is this all heading? The truth is, it depends. If Mexico can crack down on cartel violence, reform its police, and rebuild trust, the country could transform itself into a true tourism superpower. But right now, many fear the opposite is happening. Some tourism zones are becoming militarized. Others are becoming no-go areas. Luxury developments push deeper into cartel territories, creating new flashpoints. Meanwhile, travelers are changing. Many are choosing Colombia, Costa Rica, Portugal, or even Thailand, destinations perceived as safer or more transparent. But others still come to Mexico, because it's close, it's cheap, and it's beautiful. And for now, the risks are often invisible, until they're not. The question is no longer should you visit Mexico? The question is, how much danger are you willing to accept to enjoy paradise? And that's a question only you can answer. Before we end, here's a practical checklist for staying safer in Mexico. 1. Research before you go. Use government travel advisories, Reddit forums, and local news, not just travel blogs. 2. Avoid isolated areas, especially at night. Beaches, roads, and alleys can be dangerous once the sun goes down. 3. Use authorized taxis or rideshare apps. Fake taxis are a common threat, especially at airports and bus stations. 4. Never buy drugs. Even a single purchase funds cartels and puts you on their radar. 5. Keep your valuables hidden. That includes jewelry, expensive phones, or even flashy headphones. 6. Learn basic Spanish. It helps in emergencies and shows respect to locals. 7. Don't trust everyone. Some scams are run by people who seem charming, helpful, and even fellow tourists. 8. Leave a copy of your passport and travel plans with someone back home. 9. Use cash with care. ATMs are common spots for skimming. Use ones inside banks or major hotels. 10. Trust your gut. If something feels off, walk away. Travel is about joy, culture, and discovery. But in places where the truth is buried under corruption, we must carry one thing above all: awareness. If you made it this far, thank you. It means you care about the truth, not just the Instagram version of travel. At Truth Travels, we dig deeper. We tell the stories no one else does. If that matters to you, subscribe, share, and help us spread the word. Because the more people know, the more people can stay safe.